Hey good people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Wainaina. As usual, the segment is The Way I See It. And The Way I See It is a segment that explores various things that are happening in the country and just giving my thoughts on everything that's happening. Today, I'm very happy to also be talking about the entertainment industry. On this month of March, there's always a lot of drama. At least this month, we've not had drama at the Oscars like last year when we had dramas at the Oscars where Will Smith decided to slap the MC of the day.
Oh, wow! Wow!
In front of a live audience. So this year, the Oscars are going smoothly, and we've not gotten any drama from the Oscars, any big trending drama from the Oscars. So I'm going to be keeping it local with some of the entertainment things that have been happening. So a lot has happened within the last 1 week, beginning with Eric Omondi being rearrested for again staging another demonstration. But this time, he was arrested even before he started the demonstration. He found the police waiting for him. They took him and they charged him again. The thing I wanted to discuss with you, do you think Eric Omondi is acting on his own or in the best interest of the Kenyan people, or is it that some people are funding him? We all know last year during the election period, Jimmy Wanjigi, the famous one, actually gifted Eric Omondi a very big car, and they were doing a campaign. Then, of course, these are businessmen. They saw that they're going to lose, and they didn't pursue it that much towards the end of the elections. But Eric Omondi wants to stay relevant in the political scene in Kenya, and so what he's doing, he's gotten himself into some activism. He's been active, the first activist and advocate for the Kenyan music scene, for Kenyan musicians to be treated with dignity, which is something I support. And right now, he's also using his power and his networks to actually fight for the Kenyan mwananchi. He's fighting for food prices to go down. But then, don't be cheated. Eric Omondi always likes to stay relevant. And when he finds that he's becoming irrelevant, he's actually going to go and do something to attract all our attention. Because it's very hard for us to see you on Instagram, on Twitter, on the social media, on the digital platforms, if you're not doing something that attracts our attention. So Eric Omondi has resorted to going to the streets so that we can see him. And we can see that he's advocating for Kenyan musicians, he's advocating for food prices, he's trying to become the new Boniface Mwangi. But is his advocacy really working? What have we ever gained from the first time Eric Omondi started ranting on social media? So for instance, when the Talanta Hela committee was put together, Eric Omondi was not put anywhere there because of his methods of advocacy. Sometimes it's good to try diplomacy, because diplomacy will place you on the table and help you to make some decisions. And talking of the new Talanta Hela committee, I think what the CS Ababu Namwamba did is he just took influencers. In my opinion, those influencers don't represent the Kenya film industry, if I was just to say the truth. They represent creatives, yes, because they are digital content creators, but they don't represent the film industry. And if they represent the actors. People who are in front of the camera, not behind the camera, not people who get these productions funded and all that. So in my own opinion, I feel like if we could get some producers on board to help in the Talanta Hela, that would be amazing. To just add value in terms of getting distribution, getting things sorted out in the film industry as well. But I'm very proud of the team that was selected, because also this team has millions and millions of people following them every month, and therefore they're able to pass messages about the creative industry. And it's good if they're sitting on the table, because then they would bring out some issues that we want. So congratulations to all those that were appointed, starting with the legendary Churchill, as we know him, who's the chair of this Talanta Hela committee, a very experienced businessman, especially when it comes to showbiz in terms of comedy. And also in terms of TV shows, he's been able to work with various TV shows. So I feel like for him, being all over the creative industries, having worked in radio, TV, and now he's a digital content creator. I feel he's better placed to also lead this team. People like Kate Actress, you know, they've ventured more than being in front of the camera. They've also been behind the camera. And that's such a good team. Aziad, very creative young girl who has been able to turn TikTok, you know, into an interesting piece for Kenyans, and you know, has overcome so many things. One thing I like about Aziad is that she embraces herself as who she is. She shows us even her skin issues, other issues that she's facing. She doesn't just show us that she's a star and she's dancing. And she has gotten money when she was still young, and she's been very wise to use it properly without, you know, putting it all over the place. So I don't have a problem with this. Somebody like Akothee has been able to build her wealth also. She was the only Kenyan artist actually who has ever done a collab with Diamond Platnumz that really got a lot of views. And so these people are respectable in their own right. So as an artist, I will never ever undermine another artist. What I can say is that for us as filmmakers, we also need some of our distributors on that committee, some of our film producers to be added, not for anyone to be removed, but for those to be added so that the Talanta Hela committee can represent all of us. And I also feel that the Talanta Hela committee should not just be there to actually address an event, like an award. We don't need awards in this industry. What we need is to be able to make our films, make our creative works, and distribute it and make money for ourselves. So we don't need these big events where we are not even making high quality films. So, and also I feel like we have a lot of festivals in Kenya, also run privately, and they're good. And they really empower filmmakers. So if we could empower those, and Kalasha is already a big festival, big awards ceremony and festival that happens in Kenya. So if that were to be empowered, then we wouldn't need to come up with another award. Then we would just expand that. So that's only my view. And also there's been a lot happening on the music scene. First of all, I think our Kenyan artists need to learn how to brand themselves. I was in an event somewhere, I'm not going to say where it was, and I saw Kenyan artists disregarding their brands. They just sit anywhere they want to sit, they're told to sit. They're not even treating themselves as stars. And I just reiterate, like, our Kenyan musicians need a lot of education on personal branding, on management, and how they present themselves out there so that they're not just available. And that is something else that we're going to talk about another day. So this week was also a lot of things happening on social media. Actually, it started last week when Harmonize actually started claiming that he has never been paid money. You remember there was big drama when Harmonize left the Wasafi Records, WCB label, and went to his own label, and he had to pay a lot of money. I hear the late President John Magufuli actually had to interfere in this and tell Diamond to release Harmonize. So when Harmonize was released, we thought his big songs like Kwangaru and others that he had done when he was at WCB Wasafi, because he bought his rights, we thought that he's being paid for this. He recently revealed to people through his Instagram stories that he has never been paid a shilling for, like, Kwangaru, which they did with Diamond, which was a Harmonize song, even a shilling, because there's shared copyrights in the work you do. Even if you write a song, you should be paid for it. He has never been paid a shilling, and now Harmonize, I think, is preparing. He's been quiet so that he can go to court and even just charge WCB and the distributors for not paying him for the music that is his, that has been uploaded on YouTube, that has almost 100 million views on YouTube, and you're not being paid a shilling. Artists are still suffering. You see them smiling out there, but sometimes they earn not even 1 shilling from their music, which they have made. So that has been a story that has been trending. We're waiting to see how that will go on. The other thing that has been happening is, I think there's a new trend. Musicians were so much addicted to showbiz that they used to show us their clothes, their expensive sets, and everything when they were shooting their music videos. So another trend that I've observed this week is that actually people are changing the way they are shooting their videos. Look at Yatapita, look at Zuena, look at all the music videos that have come out, even Nandi's artist and all that, and look at Bahati. He released the song, it has a Kikuyu title, and you see all those songs are now authentic. They're showcasing poverty, they're addressing Africa as it is, without trying to exaggerate life and everything, and they look good. And yesterday Zuchu actually released her newest single. It's amazing, Napambana. I felt like she did a fantastic job with this song. And for those of you who are wondering what was happening, you know, just like a week ago when Diamond was in the UK, he kissed a girl, and then there was all this drama, and Zuchu went to Snapchat and she said she has broken up with Diamond and she's single. And then Diamond went to his Instagram and he said he's also single. And there was a lot of drama. And then all of a sudden, Zuchu was going to Dubai. And then now they've made up. Now they're back together. The mother had a party, blah, blah, blah. They went there together as a couple. And then now they released the song. That is what we call acute, what is it called? Acute clout chasing. There is nothing like breakup that has been there. It's only that in the internet, when you want to get attention, you just have to cause people to shift attention to you. So this week, when Zuchu released her music, she's been able to get a very good views. Right now, she's #1 on trending.
Usiniulize naishije mjini, niokote machupa niuze siso, hata kidanga jamani acheni, iwe kondaka ubungo migo.
I like the way she did the video on the tea plantations. Those are things that we can identify with as Africans. And also, I like the way she included the peasant farmers. And just like in that music, she encourages people to actually respect each other's job. It doesn't matter whether you're building or whether you're doing whatever you're doing, that respect another person's job. As long as they bring money and food back to their home, it's none of your business what job they do. Even if somebody tells you, for instance, I'm a prostitute, then what does that have to do with you? Just leave everybody to hustle. That's the message from Zuchu's song. And to bring food on the table without judging them and without making their life difficult. I also like the fact that when musicians release such type of songs, they get to share their personal stories. And I found it intriguing that Zuchu, at the point where we were thinking she's very famous and she's on the top of the world, she was going through a lot. Some of the things she wrote 1.5 years ago, she said are true in her life. It's a true thing about what she used to go through. Then that is a very good encouragement to other people that when your time comes, you can actually be able to improve a lot and you can actually be able to prosper. So you need to trust in the process and trust in God and keep hustling, guys. Keep hustling. So the last thing I want to talk about is that style of music video is very nice because it is authentic. It takes us to our slums, to our farms, to other places. And I like the way Bahati catches up very fast with this kind of stuff and puts Kenya on the map. I hope many more artists can also be able to do such kind of work so that we can be able to also continue to see the growth of the music industry. And if you realize, some of these songs have the best views. And lastly, I just want to talk to you about something I discovered that is really nice, and I said I'm going to give them a big up in this. So my niece came to my house like 2 weeks ago, and she started telling me to open for her a YouTube channel called Kadusko. And then I started opening the channel, and I didn't look into the channel that much, but I realized my niece was actually binge watching, like meaning watching all the videos done from the beginning to the end. And then I happened to go to a neighbor's house. We had no power. I went to a neighbor's house to charge my phone. I found that child also watching Kadusko, and I said, this thing must be a big hit, and these are not known filmmakers in Kenya. And actually, it's very low quality. And then I decided, okay, let me go and check in the YouTube channel how many views these guys get. Guys, these guys get like 1 million views on one video to 700,000 views. They're in Githurai, they're in Huruma, and other places, and they get very many views. That means they're making a lot of chums from YouTube. And what that showed me is that even if you have your phone and there's some content you can make, and you know your target audience want it. I mean, that is a very good avenue to just use your phone and record things and do nice skits. I also learned something. People undermine children's content. Children's content is the way to go. I'm actually right now inspired by my niece to start making children's content because children are loyal. Once you make content that they like, it's funny, it attracts their attention, children will cry and own the TV and they'll watch it over and over again. And you know how YouTube pays? YouTube does not pay with the number of views. It pays with the watch hours. How long are people watching your video? Now imagine a child will repeat to watch the same video over and over again the whole day, then tomorrow, then the next day. And you'll end up having 1 billion watch hours even before Diamond Platnumz get another 1 billion. Why? Because you're making authentic content using the right language. These guys are using Swahili. They are doing skits. It's not even TV programs, it's skits. They make a house a school. They make a student a headmaster, and then the same student next time is the headmaster. And like that, he's the thief. This guy keeps changing in character. And just, it's nothing serious. And the kids are addicted to it. But somebody's making money. And this is one way that youth could make a lot of money. So I hope I've given you enough on the entertainment industry. And as I finalize, I wanted to talk on this, by the way. I don't know whether you guys know this Kajala family. Personally, I'm starting to develop a very huge interest in digital content creation because I know the TVs are going to be dead in the next 3 years. The radios are going to be dead. Everything is going to come back online. So if you don't have content in the online space, where will you sell your content? These people who sell content to Maisha Magic or these TVs, all these things are going to move online. So it's going to be, everybody's going to have a smart TV and their kids are going to be choosing the programs they want to watch. So I have a very huge interest in the digital space. And recently, one of the next trending stories that is happening right now is actually the rumors that Paula Kajala actually got married. They say that she got married to a Nigerian tycoon at 20 years old. And Kajala and her daughter are drama queens. Maybe they could be doing an advert or anything. So let's look out for that and see how that story pans around. I will be surprised to see that she's married. I think this is a big cloud chasing, personally, because I didn't see the father Majani there in that whole video. And the father was clear, I'm not taking dowry for my daughter who's 20 years old. So I'm just thinking this is just another cloud chasing. Of course, Diamond Platnumz is dominating in the cloud chasing and other guys are trying to steal attention. And so in these streets of showbiz, if you're not being seen, if you're an artist watching me today, nobody knows you, nobody is seeing you, you're not causing drama, we're not seeing you. So can you come out and advertise yourself and let us see you? And I'm not saying be naked or do whatever you have to do to get famous. I'm just saying make sure that we see you. Once we see you, you make money out of us seeing you. Because once we see you, we view you, and many brands will come to you to advertise to us. With that said, I'm concluding today's episode of The Way I See It. Thank you. If you like my content, please click on that notification bell below there so that you can be reminded every time I post my content. Also subscribe to this channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like the content. And also remember to leave me a comment. I take both negative and positive content very seriously because they help me grow. And please do let me know what you want me to talk about next time. I know I'm learning and unlearning as I continue exploring this digital space. And thank you for being patient with me and coming on this journey with me. Take care. Until next time. Ciao.